Yeah, good morning. Let us discuss about data frames, especially in R, uh, and how their importance was towards data science. So, when we talk about data science, it focuses much on structured data and works on unstructured data. So data frame, it works with structured data because it is going to do in a model with both rows and columns, that too in a table form. That too in a table form. So what we have talked about the earlier discussions was we have lists, we have vectors, we have matrix. So there are various types of data structures which we defined earlier. Now in this data frame, we are going to assume that it is going to be a two-dimensional way of representing the data in form of tables. That too it is taking both row and column. And second thing was it is supporting a heterogeneous content. That means it can have vector, it can have lists, it can have arrays, or it can have matrix. So any of a form, any of a content can be taken up in form of data frames. So this was the main intention of putting the data frames here. So let us see that we are going to create two vectors. We are going to create two vectors called as kids and called as ages. One we call it as kids, another we call here as ages. So when we are going to call here as kids, we are going to now include one Jack, another we are going to include Jill. Next one we are going to take up ages. There we are going to take 12 and 20, 10. Now what was the syntax here was data dot frames. The syntax what we are going to emphasize was data dot frame. So here what we are going to take is to take a vector. We are going to take a vector called as kids. Then we are going to take another vector called as age. And then we are going to say string as factors is equals to false. String as factors is equals to false. So obviously what we are going to make is syntax. So the syntax of a frame here we are going to assume data dot frame. Now you can see the first content kids displaying, the second contents age displaying. In the kids you can have Jack and Jill, then you can see the ages 12 and 10. So this is how we are going to propagate it with the first word. Next one what you can see here was accessing of the data frames. Accessing of the data frames. So how we can access the data frame element means I can have the data frame D followed by dollar symbol. So in this dollar symbol, I can go with kids or I can go with ages. So either I can see this D, we are going to call it as data frame, and age we are as an attribute. So either we can print directly D, then it is going to display Jack and Jill 12 and 10. Now I just want only the ages, then it will display 12 and 10. So when it is possible means it is going to be taken as uh, the attribute. So this is what we are going to mention. This are good. So let us see with one more example here. Let us see with one more example at this point of time. We have this exam and we have two followed quiz. Three elements are going there. First element we are going to call it as exam. second element we are going to call it as exam2. Third element we are going to call it as a quiz. 3 items are going to be taken. So now we are going to say a data frame. We are going to have a data frame called as an exam quiz, and so header is equals to true means it says that labels or column names must be there. It shows that labels or column names must be available. So this is what it is going to show. So the table name was exams. I am going to put the exams. Then I am going to call it as header is equals to true. That means we have exam 1 here, exam 2 and quiz. The same names are going to be repeated. Then we are going to call here as header is equals to true. So that is what the significance we are going to bring at this place. So header is equals to true. What it indicates that whatever labels we have, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, those will occur. So this is what the intention was. Next, head of exam quiz. So what is head of exam quiz means? It shows first or top 10 rows. In order to view top 6 rows, in order to view first or top 6 rows, those elements will be occurred if we are going to use a function head of frame. So that is exam quiz we are going to call. So that is what we call it as head of quiz. So if I am going to use a header function here, head followed by the data frame name, then the first 6 elements will be displayed. So this is what the example, what we are going to show. Next thing, I just want a subset, I just want some few contents from a frame. Then how we can do it? We are going to call that element as a subdata framing. So the 2 elements what we are going to say was, one we call it as rows followed by comma followed by columns. One we are going to call it as rows, another we are going to call it as columns. So now what we are going to say is exam quiz of 2 to 5 comma. So obviously we want row 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we want row number 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5 rows are going to be displayed. So you can see here the second row is 3 to 3.6. The third row is 4, 4, 4. Third row and fourth row is going to 2, 3, 5. And the last one you can see 2.3, 1.0, 3.3. So in this way we are going to prompt up the exam quiz. Next one. Again I am going to call. So 2 to 5 is indicating the row value, comma, second column we want. So in this is first column, this is second column, and this one it is going to be column 3. So second column elements 2, 4, 0 and 1. So 2, 4, 0 and 1. So these elements has to be displayed. So this is how we are going to work with the sub data frame. Now I just want to understand what data type it is. So it is totally holding either a fraction part or a decimal part, either an integer value or a float or a boolean float or a double value, all those they come under the class called as numeric. So that is where we call here as the content. So that is the reason why it is going to call or it is going to display as numeric values. Next item. Now assume that we are going to have a frame here, and this frame it is made up of 2, not available, and 4. So now if I am going to find the mean of x, so since it says 2 plus NA plus 4 divided by 3, answer is equals to error because not available is there. So what I can do is I can say not available dot remove is equals to true. If we are going to say not available dot remove is equals to true, then it will say 2 comma 4 by 2. So obviously it is going to display 3 as a mean value. So this is how we are going to make the treatment of NA. So the solution to make a treatment of NA was we are going to use a function NA dot remove is equals to true. If we are going to use, then we can say that the NA will be ignored and remaining integers or the numeric data only will be taken up for the analysis. Next one. Assume there is a data frame called as D1. Assume that there is a data frame called as D2. Now you can see here they are kids followed by states. Then there are kids, there are age followed by kids. So this it is going to be represented in D1. The second one is represented in D2. The first one it is going to be represented in D1. The second one it is going to be represented in D2. So now you can see the items here. The common element will be repeated only once. The common element kids will be repeated only once. So now what we are going to use is merge of D1 comma D2. When we are going to write merge of D1 comma D2, then it is going to show kids as one occurrence. The D1 states are going to be referred as second occurrence, and the ages are going to be referred as third occurrence. Holistically, what we are going to do is we are going to have kids followed by states followed by age. So these three values are going to be repeated. So this it is going to happen with a word called as the function. The name of a function we are going to call it as merge function. So obviously what we have talked was anything in R, the advanced data types like arrays, matrix, lists, vector, frames, all will be treated here as an object. So this is the first takeaway what we need to understand at this point of time. So we are going to make frame. The result word was data dot frame. Data dot frame is going to be the reserved word. Data dot frame is going to be the reserved word. So we have this one as gender followed by height followed by weight followed by age. So this is how we are going to put the contents. So gender it is male, male and female. Height is 150, 171, 165. Weight is 81, 93, 73. Age is 42, 38 and 28. Now once we are going to make a print operation, now you can see gender at first column, height at second column, weight at third column, age at fourth column. So obviously it displays with rows and columns. That is what we call it as data frames. So data frames, they are going to put together everything in form of tables. So this was the advantage of using the frames. So we talked about frames. After frames, let us look with the another word called as factors. Another word called as factors here. So the next new data type, what we can talk here was factors followed by tables. So these two are also going to be the primitives of our language. So now you can see here factors, they are going to be the powerful operations which they are going to be performed on the tabular data, and the main thing was they can be a nominal or they can be a categorical value. So let us see how we are going to do it. Assume that there is a vector with 5, 12, 13 and 12, and then we are going to find the patterns. So it is making up unique, or it says no duplicates. It says unique or it says no duplicate values. So now you can see here it is 5 followed by 12 and 13. So 5, 12, 13, 12. So 12 is going to repeat for 2 times. 2 times it is going to repeat. So it is going to be a duplicate. So obviously we will consider only unique. That is, we have to consider one occurrence. We have to consider here only the one occurrence. Therefore, we will be getting 5, 12 and 13 from this case. So this is what we are going to interrupt as a factors at this class. Factors, they are going to be called as levels also. So now we can see an example here. X, it is going to be a vector with 5, 12, 13 and 12. Then we are going to compute the factor. Factor is going to be a reserved word. Factor, it is going to be a reserved word, and the number of levels. So it is 5, 12, 13 and 88. They are going to be a unique values here. So we can say no duplicates going to be propagated here. Now once you are going to put the values at this case, so 5, 12, 13, 12. So 12 is going to be repeated 2 times. 12 is going to be repeated 2 times. Only one occurrence must be there. Therefore, we are going to say 5, 12 and 13. Now we want to newly add one more level. Newly add one more level. That is what we are going to call it as 88. And then we are going to add at the position 2. We are going to add this one at the position 2. Therefore, we are going to say the position. So x2, 2 of 2 is fed with 88. This is what we are going to call it as an index, or we are going to call it as a subscript here. We call the position as an index, or we are going to call that item as a subscript. Therefore, what it is going to do is our existing content was 5, 12, 13, 5, 12, 13. This is first position, second position and third position. Now what we are going to do is we are going to put this at the second value. So obviously 88 is going to be inserted. Then it will be 5, 88, 88 followed by 12 followed by 13. So this is how we are going to get the contents, but they are going to be represented in ascending order. So it says 5, 12, 13 and 88. So this is how we are going to work with the levels. The next thing was we need to put the things in tabular form. The next thing was we need to put the items in tabular forms. So how we are going to put the things in tabular forms means we will apply it with a function called as tapply. We will work with a function called as tapply. So now you can see here the ages are there: 12, 26, 55, 37, 21 and 42. Then we do have an affiliations of R, D, D, R, U, D. So now if we are going to identify the levels for it, so is one time, two times. Then we can go with D. D is occurring for one time, two times, three times. Then we are going to identify the level U. So it is going to occur for one times. Next one. Oh, next one. How you are going to put this content? Now put this in ascending order. So when I am going to put this in ascending order, I have D followed by R. Then I am going to have this values in U. Then what I am going to show is D, R and U. Now I just want to have their mean values. So the ages means I have. So assume that R is occurring for two times. So the first occurrence of R is 25 and the fourth occurrence 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth occurrence is going to be 37. So I will be getting this as 12 and then 72. 72 by 2 I am going to have 36. I'm going to have this, something went wrong here. So R occurrence is 25, D occurrence is 26, D occurrence is this, and this is 37. So R occurrence is 37, so 5 plus 12, and 5, this is 62. So I'm going to have this one as 31. So R, we are going to get the value as 31. And U, you can see it is repeating only one time. So that's the reason why we are going to get 21 for one time. So T apply, what it is going to position was, it is going to give the answers in tabular form. It is going to display the answers in tabular form, and thereby it is going to propagate the things. So assume that there are going to be 4 groups and we have male which is going to be under 25, female under 25, male above 25 and female above 25. So we are going to create a list with gender with male, female. Then we create another list including a vector with 47, 59, 21, 32, 33 and 34. Then we are going to have another vector which it is going to be part of a list with 55, 88, 32, 76, 12 and 45. So now I am going to display the data frame value here. So you can see gender, it is at the first column, age it is going to be displayed at the second column, income is going to be displayed at the third column. So MFF, so all are going to be displayed. Age 47 to 24 are going to be displayed. Income 55,000 to 46, 5,650 are going to be displayed. Now, what we are going to put the scenario was, we are going to use if else as a condition. We are going to say if else is going to be a condition. So we are going to put a condition value. So that is D and age. So age we are going to call it as an attribute, and D we are going to call it as data frame. So we have attribute gender, we have attribute age, and we have the attribute income. So all of them, they are going to be part of D. So D of age we are going to put. So what is the condition? If D of age is greater than 25, so true followed by false. True in sense it is indicating to put a value called as 1, false to indicate put a value of 0. So now what was the age? 47. So 47 is greater than 25. Therefore answer is 1. Similarly, I am going to say 21. So 21 is less than 25. Therefore, we are going to put a value as 0. In this way, we get the condition 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So in this way, we are going to put the conditions. After putting the condition, next what we are going to do was, we are going to put a tapply function. In this tapply function, we are going to compute the income, and this income it is going to have the list with gender as one of a element over the age, which it is going to be over 25, and the income's mean we are going to get. So now you can discriminate gender and over 25. So this is 0 and this is 0. So we get this over 25. Then we are going to discriminate gender. So male, male, male. Then you say female, female, female. So alphabetic order. So first we are going to write F. Next one we are going to write this is M. Then we do have 0 and 1. So if it is 0, it is less than 25. If it is 1, it is going to be greater than 25. So age we are going to check. So age it is greater than 25 or less than 25 we are going to check, and then we are going to put it is 0 or male. Similarly, we discriminate whether it is female and male. So we say it is male, female, male, female. Then we are going to put an AND operation. Then we say 25 age, 25 age, 25 age, and 25 age. So that is how we are going to make T apply. So T apply stands for table apply function. Table apply function. Now you can see here the value of female, which it is 32450, which is less than 25 years. So that's the reason why we are going to put at one content. Next one we are going to have the female, which it is going to be with 45,650. So 45,650, age is 24, less than 25, age is 21, less than 25. So it is 32,450. So I am going to add the values here. So we will be getting it as, we will be getting here as some 78,000 odd, and then we are going to compute the mean value. We are going to compute the mean value, and this mean we are going to write at this case. So 32,450 plus 45,650. So we are going to add this, then we are going to compute, and we get the mean here. So assume that the value here was female here, and her age is 33. So 33 greater than 25, and what was the salary? Salary was 12300. That is the reason why we are going to put it as 12300. Now let us check male's income and age. 45 greater than 25 years, 49 greater than 25 years, 32 greater than 25 years, and then only 3 records are going to be there, and less than 25 no record, less than 25 no record. Therefore we are going to say it is not available. So no record is going to exist meeting that condition. Therefore we are going to say it is part of not available. So we have 55,000, then we have 88,000, then we are going to have the another male value, that is 76,500. For this we will add it divided by 3. Then we are going to get this as 73,166.67. So this is how we are going to work with the T apply function. So T apply, it put the things in a specific tabular form. How it is going to do is it takes up income, then it is going to build a list with gender and over 25. So this is putting the values here, and income is going to be computed. Income is going to be computed with the mean value. All these items are put together with a T apply function. So here is an example. Height is going to be 132, 151, 62, 139, 166, 47 and 22. Weight is going to be 48, 49, 66, 53, 67, 52 and 60. Gender is going to be male, male, female, female, male, female, male. In this way we are going to get the gender. So now let us say that we are going to create a data frame. We are going to create a data frame here. So we create a data frame here. In this data frame, data.frame, we are going to call it as a syntax. So first it is going to have a vector input, weight is going to be a vector input, gender is going to be a vector input. All these three items are going to be displayed. Then you are going to say print input data. So when we are going to make it as a print input data, we say it is height, we say it is weight, we say it is gender. All the three things are going to be displayed. So first we call here as a print command. So print, it displays the height, weight and gender. Next one, what we are going to say it is test if the gender column is a factor. Test if the gender column is going to be a factor. So is there any factor in it? So obviously male, female are going to be there. Male occurrences 1, male occurrences 2, male occurrences 3, male occurrences are 4. Female occurrences 1, female occurrences 2, female occurrences 3. So how many number of levels are going to be there? There are only 2 levels here, 1 male level and 2 female level, what it is going to be displayed. So in this way, we are going to print the gender of a item in form of factors. So these are all some of the prominent examples which they are going to be using the tabular format. So this is what an example here you can see. So U is going to be a vector with 22, 8, 33, 6, 8, 29 and -2. Then we are going to create a variable called as FL, and in this FL we create a list. We take one, we are going to call one vector with elements 5 to 13, and we take another vector with elements A, B, C, etc. Then we are going to apply table apply with U. So U is going to be a vector here, comma, U is going to be a vector here. After that we are going to have FL. FL is going to be a list, and it is going to have its the length has to be displayed. So followed by table, followed by FL, and the length of U you have to display. So how we are going to calculate the primitives? How we are going to calculate the primitives? So I can say A occurrence, BC occurrence. So A occurrence is 1, A occurrence is 2, A occurrence is 3, A occurrence is 4, A occurrence is 5. So total number of A is equals to 5. So length is equals to 5. Then BC length, occurrence is 1, occurrence is 2. Therefore, the length of A is going to be 5. The length of BC is going to be 2. So A and 2, we are going to mention it. The next word what we are going to put here, the next word what we are going to put here was, we mentioned the U values here. So FL, it is going to be with 5, 12, 13, 13 like this. So again we have to compute 5 occurrence. You can see it is 2 times 12 occurrence. 12 occurrence. I lost my connection. Stop the class as interest of time.